Welcome back, everybody, for Match Day 13. It is finally here. We are finally getting some midweek games. I don't know if I really like that. I don't know if I like midweek games. I feel like MLS fans also don't like midweek games. I feel like we never have a lot of turnout, as in fan support for those. But here we are. We are starting a streak of midweek matches. Let's get into it. Nerdy Soccer Table, we still have Let's Go Crew there in that number one spot with 19 points. Nick Fortune in that number two spot with 18. And Sam there in third. Sole third at 17 points. But then we have a draw there for fourth and fifth with 16 points with Wayne's World and Samuel 22. Also, I'm adding in where you can see the top like 15 or 14. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. Should I show the full Nerdy Soccer Table? Should I just show like the top 10 or the top 15 like we are? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, a new part of this, I think that I should be a little bit more transparent with my predictions. So here I'm going to put up on the screen for Match Day 12 my predictions. I got 8 correct with 7 wrong, which is a 53% correct percentage. I think anything over 50% in MLS is actually a good week. Let me know again down in the comments what your thoughts are. Do you think that percentage of correctness should be higher? There's some people in the Nerdy Soccer Table, there's a lot of us that are under that 50%, but I think a 53% is pretty good. My goal would be to get it to 60 and stay at 60% consistently, but that is a tough task with Major League Soccer. But with that being said, let's jump into our Match Day 13 predictions. So to start off our midweek, we have Orlando City versus Charlotte FC. Currently, Orlando 1 win and 4 draws in their last 5 matches, with Charlotte 2 wins and 3 losses, currently on a 3-match losing streak. I don't know what's going on with Charlotte. Hopefully they can start to turn things around in this one. At home, Orlando 3 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Charlotte 1 win, 1 draw, and 4 losses on the road so far this season. It's not looking good for Charlotte, but again, Orlando are so inconsistent to me. One week we get 3 goals from them, multiple weeks we get no goals, and then we get 3 goals again. So it really just depends on what Orlando team shows up for this. The expected outcome is saying a 1-1 draw there in Orlando. And I want to lean towards that because, again, we just don't know what Orlando team we're going to get. They come out, put 3 on the Revs, but they also allowed 3. So we could see a score fest because we know that Charlotte can also score with almost averaging 2 goals on the season. And right now, Orlando at home are, allowing 1.6. Should be a pretty good matchup there in Orlando, but I'm going to have to say I will go with Orlando in this match at home. I think they win this one 2-1 over Charlotte. Next up, we have DC United versus NYCFC. Currently, DC 2 wins and 3 losses in their last 5 matches. NYCFC 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. DC at home 2-2-2. NYCFC, though, on the road 1 win, 2 draws, and 3 losses so far this season. DC at home 7 goals and 7 allowed. So they're not looking that great. They are just not doing good this season. Overall, they are 3 wins, 3 draws, and 6 losses on the season. NYCFC, though, on the other hand, 5 wins, 2 draws, and 5 losses on the season. They're looking a little bit better, but on the road, 6 goals, 4 and only 9 allowed. So not only, they are giving up more than they are scoring. The expected outcome, though, is in favor of NYCFC to win this one 1-0 over DC United, and the win probability is also in favor of NYCFC. I don't think that they get a clean sheet here, but I do think that they go on the road to Audi Field and get the 3 points, and I think they win this match 2-1 over DC United. Next up, we have CF Montreal versus Columbus Crew. Montreal finally got their first win of the season over the weekend against NYCFC on the road. Wasn't even a home victory, but currently in their last 5-1 win, a draw and 3 losses, where Columbus Crew are 3 wins, a draw and a loss in their last 5 matches, coming off the weekend in a 2-2 draw with the Union, with a late comeback to get that point on the road. So they have yet to lose on the road so far this season. Montreal, no wins at home with a draw and 2 losses. Columbus, though, looking phenomenal with 3 wins and 2 draws there on the road. The expected outcome on this one is a 1-0 victory for Columbus, and I have to stick with Columbus winning this. Yes, Montreal got their first win over the weekend, but NYCFC have been kind of down. They lost to the Riverhounds in US Open Cup, which they did not play all of their starters, but it was a good game, and they lost right at the last second, and they had a red card, and then they come into last weekend and did not play well against Montreal. So I think that there was a lot there for NYCFC. I'm kind of let down that they let Montreal beat them there at home because they've been so good at home. But Montreal, they're at home in this one. They're only averaging 0.3 goals, allowing 1, where Columbus are almost scoring 2 there on the road and allowing 1. But I think that Columbus will go on the road here and get the clean sheet and the 3 points, and they win this one 2-0 over Montreal. Now, that takes us to Philadelphia Union versus the LA Galaxy. Currently, the Union 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5 matches, currently on a 4-match unbeaten streak. LA Galaxy, a draw and 4 losses, currently on a 4-match losing streak, coming off of that horrible loss to the Red Bulls 7-0. I don't want to say that's going to happen here, but potentially it could, because I think Philadelphia are better than the Red Bulls as of right now. Philadelphia at home, 4 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. The Galaxy, no wins, 2 draws, and 5 losses on the road. The expected outcome in this one is a 3-0 victory for the Philadelphia Union, and I hope that doesn't happen to the Galaxy. Hopefully they start. Something's got to change for them, and I feel bad for them how bad they have been. You know, they allow Sporting Kansas City 2 weeks ago win without any shots because of an own goal, and then lose this 7-0. You know, it's just a huge run of bad luck, but something's got to change in that team. Do I think it's going to happen this week? I don't think so. The Union are too good of a team with 14 goals, 4 and only 6 against there at home, averaging 2 goals a match at home, where Galaxy are allowing 2.2. I think in this match, we see Philadelphia win this one 3-1 over the Galaxy. Now we head up to Canada for Toronto FC versus FC Cincinnati. Also, Toronto coming off of a victory 2-0 over DC United over the weekend. Currently, they are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Cincinnati, 4 wins and a loss in their last 5 matches, coming off of a 2-1 victory over Austin on the weekend. Toronto, 1 win, 2 draws, and 3 losses there at home. Cincinnati, 3 wins, 3 losses on the road. They don't draw on the road. They either win or lose. The expected outcome in this one is in favor of Cincinnati to win 1-0, and the win probability is also pointing to Cincinnati to win this, with them scoring 1 goal a match on the road, but they're also allowing 1.6, almost 2. I do see this one being a close one, and I actually think Toronto get the job done at home, but not all the way. They don't win it, but I think that they do get a result. They both get 1 point, and this match ends in a 2-2 draw there in Toronto. Now we go to Austin FC versus Atlanta United. I'm so disappointed in Atlanta, and I'm going to keep saying that. But also, I'm disappointed in Austin. I think that they should be doing better than what they are. Currently, Austin 1 win and 4 losses on a 3-match losing streak there in their last 5. Atlanta United, 4 losses and a draw. Just not good. They have yet to win on the road with 1 draw and 4 losses. Austin FC, though, 3 wins, a draw, and 2 losses there at home. They aren't allowing people to score there at home. These matches are like 1-0, 1-1, that kind of thing. Atlanta United are almost allowing 3 goals on the road. I just want to know when Atlanta's going to turn it around. The expected outcome is saying 0-0. I would actually love that. I would love it. I wouldn't love for it to be a 0-0 match, because we are watching this match for the watch along this midweek. I want Atlanta to win. I hope they do, but I just can't pick them to win. The win probability is in favor of Atlanta with a 36% chance, but there's also a 32% chance of a draw, 31% chance for Austin to win it. So very even in this matchup. And I actually think, even though I want Atlanta to win, with Atlanta giving up goals, I think Austin might score a couple in this one, and I think they would get the job done there at home and win this one 2-1 over my Atlanta United. Now, that leads us into a match that I could see having multiple goals, and that is San Jose Earthquakes versus Inter Miami. Currently, San Jose 2 wins and 3 losses in their last 5 matches, currently on a 2-match winning streak. Inter Miami, though, 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, coming off of a terrible loss in the weekend, 4-1 against a decent, pretty good Minnesota United, but definitely not a result that Inter Miami should have had against Minnesota. Earthquakes are coming off of a victory 2-0 over Colorado Rapids there on the road. Earthquakes are 3 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses there at home. Inter Miami on the road, they only have 1 loss with 3 wins and a draw. Both teams are allowing goals. Both teams are scoring goals. The expected outcome is a 2-2 draw in this one, with a 43% win probability in favor of Inter Miami, but a 37% in favor of San Jose. I think we do see goals in this one, and I'm going to have to agree with the expected outcome on this one. I think this match ends in a 2-2 draw there in San Jose. Now, heading south there in California, we have San Diego versus Colorado Rapids. Currently, San Diego 2 wins, 3 losses in their last 5 matches. Colorado Rapids 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Currently on a 2-match losing streak for Colorado, which I don't feel like that is something we've seen so far this season for them. Currently, San Diego at home, 3 wins, 2 draws, and a loss, where the Colorado Rapids are 2-2 there on the road. Again, both of these teams are scoring goals and allowing goals in this, in their perspective, home and away. The expected outcome is a 2-1 victory for San Diego, with a 57% win probability for San Diego. I think San Diego are slightly the better side. They are coming off of a road victory against St. Louis, 2-1, and then off of that home victory, 5-0 over Dallas. So they're playing pretty good in their recent form at home. Rapids are coming off of 2 losses, one against the Earthquakes at home, and then on the road against DC United, which they should have drawn against DC United, in my opinion, at least. But I think I'm going to have to agree with the expected outcome also in this match, and I think this one ends in a 2-1 victory for San Diego. Next up for a matchup that I think is going to be a pretty decent one, that is Real Salt Lake versus Portland Timbers. Real Salt Lake 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5 matches. Portland 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5 matches. Real Salt Lake at home, not as great as it should be, but I thought that they'd be a lot worse off than what they are right now. But they have 2 wins, no draws, and 3 losses there at home, where Portland Timbers looking pretty decent on the road with 3 wins, a draw, and 2 losses. Both teams, again, a lot of teams not playing very good defense so far this season. Both teams scoring goals, allowing goals in this one. Real Salt Lake are averaging a goal and averaging giving up a goal. Portland on the road, averaging about 2 goals, allowing almost 2 goals there on the road. The expected outcome in this one is a 1-1 draw there in Utah, with a win probability, though, pointing in favor of Portland Timbers. And I kind of want to go with that, but I also feel like Real Salt Lake play decent at home, and with them averaging, allowing, and scoring the same, I think that this one doesn't end up a 1-1 draw, but I do believe it ends up a 2-2 draw there in Utah. Heading south to Houston, we have Houston Dynamo versus Minnesota United. Currently, Houston 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Minnesota United 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in their last 5 matches. Currently on a 2-match winning streak. Houston at home only 2 wins with 1 draw and 4 losses, so not a great home record there. Minnesota United, a great road record with 3 wins, 2 draws, and a loss so far this season. Houston are allowing almost 2 goals at home. Minnesota United, 1.5 goals on the road, but allowing under a goal on the road. The expected outcome is a 1-0 victory for Minnesota, with them having a 66% probability in this one. Although I'd like to see Houston turn around, I just think that Minnesota are looking good. Their last two matches, 3-0 victory against Austin and that 4-1 victory against Inter Miami. That is a huge confidence booster whenever you beat Messi and that squad, and especially 4-1. I think that they continue that with that confidence and they win on the road here against Houston 2-1. Now, big matchup there in the West. We have LAFC versus Seattle Sounders. Currently, LAFC 2 wins and 3 draws in their last 5 matches. Currently on a 5-match unbeaten streak. And the same thing for Seattle Sounders. 4 wins and a draw in their last 5 matches. A 5-match unbeaten streak with a 2-match winning streak so far in their last 5. LAFC at home, 4 wins, a draw, and a loss. So looking pretty good there at home. Seattle kind of right in the middle there on the road with 2 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. The expected outcome is a draw 1-1 in this one in LA. And the win probability is in favor of Seattle, though, at a 49%, which is kind of mind-boggling to me. But they are coming off of a 3-1 victory against Houston, a 4-1 victory against St. Louis. But both of those teams, to me, are very much struggling. LAFC drew with a very good Vancouver Whitecaps team there over the weekend, 2-2. But then they won against Houston 2-0. So that they both played Houston their last 2. Not that great of a team so far. But with that being said, for me in this one, I think I'm going to have to side with the home team. LA are looking good at home with 4 wins, a draw, and a loss. So I think that they're going to win this match 1-0 over the Seattle Sounders, even though the Sounders have been scoring in their last 5 matches. But those have been against teams that aren't that great, in my opinion. So I have to go with LA with a 1-0 victory. Now, our second to last match here in the midweek, Nashville SC versus New York Red Bulls. Currently, Nashville 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5 matches. Currently on a 3-match unbeaten streak, where the Red Bulls 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Nashville have turned it around from the start of the season. Currently at home, 5 wins, a draw, and only 1 loss, where the Red Bulls on the road have not yet won with 2 draws and 3 losses. And in Nashville are almost scoring close to 3 goals there at home. Right now averaging 2.4, but allowing under a goal at 0.86. The Red Bulls on the road aren't even scoring a goal. They're at 0.4, but they are allowing 1.4 goals on the road. The win probability is only 38% in favor of Nashville to a 37% to the Red Bulls. I have to go with the home side here. With the way that Red Bulls are performing on the road this season, it's not that great. Nashville are looking good at home. The expected outcome is saying a 1-1 draw there at Geodis Park. I don't see that happening. I think Nashville could put up 3, but I'm going to play it safe here, and I think Nashville wins this match 2-1 over the Red Bulls. And for our last match of match day 13, we have St. Louis City versus Sporting Kansas City. Both of these teams are not looking good. St. Louis City, 2 draws, 3 losses in their last 5 matches. Sporting Kansas City do have 2 wins, but 3 losses in their last 5 matches. St. Louis at home, 1 win, 2 draws, and 3 losses. Where Sporting Kansas City on the road, 1 win, 5 losses. Just both of these teams, I know that this is a rivalry. I think we usually see a decent amount of goals in this one. I just don't see it happening. The expected outcome is a 1-0 victory for Sporting Kansas City, which is the road side. 40% win probability to a 30% win probability for St. Louis City. Both teams, Sporting Kansas City is allowing goals and they are scoring at least a goal there on the road. St. Louis City is still allowing under a goal and still scoring under a goal there at home. I'm going to do it here, and I hope that St. Louis doesn't let me down. They have let me down this season. I'm going to go with St. Louis. This is pretty much a rivalry now. It is a rivalry. It's not pretty much. It is a rivalry to me. And I think that St. Louis get the job done. Nothing spectacular. Probably a late goal. But I think that they get the job done there at home and win this match 1-0 over Sporting Kansas City. So that is it for match day 13. If you want to get involved, make sure that you join the Nerdy Soccer Table. QR code is on the screen. There's 3 matches out there for you to predict, climb the leaderboard, And it's always fun in games, so make sure you do that. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you like the content, and we will see you for the watch along on Wednesday.